Good morning, everyone. Mark again here. So, just driving to pick up the kids, and good quiet time for me to once again lay down some thoughts, which actually I get incentivized to do on my way to pick up the kids, because they're kind of 5 and 4 years old now, and they're still at an age where they're developing, and I want to give them some ideas and philosophies for their future lives when they're adults, and tell them now, or just record it now, so that, you know, if for whatever reason I don't get the opportunity to tell them in the future, they can watch these videos and gain their father's philosophies to make their life more wonderful. So in this video, I just wanted to make it a bit more brief as well, and just discuss the philosophy of belief, because it's quite an important thing in our lives. Belief is simply defined as when you hold something to be true without there being proof. So a fact is a fact, and a belief is something that's understood to be true with the absence of a fact in place or proof. So we start as kids growing up and believing in monsters and believing in stories and all sorts of stuff we're told, and through school we're taught religion, we're taught lots of other things. We're programmed with beliefs, in terms of we're programmed with beliefs from all the other sources of influence and communication, like TV and media and so on. So why does this matter? Like, why are we even talking about it? Because beliefs work in two ways. There's like a kind of positive and a negative side to them. A positive side is, you know, beliefs get people through the hardest times in their lives, and that's great. But the negative side is what I want to talk about, right? Because my own personal philosophy is to not believe in beliefs. And some people might say that's a belief, but it's not. I keep an open mind to everything, and I prove results. You know, that's the kind of scientific method, which is a bit contractive, rather than an artistic method, which is expansive. And in life, to excel in what you're doing, if it's designing or whatever, you've got to do both. You've got to be artistic and scientific. So, you know, with what we do with Osmio Water, we have to base everything we do on lab results and reports. So we can't believe something works, we have to prove it works. And that's the space you operate in. When you hold beliefs about something, you don't investigate them further, and you don't enhance them further, and that includes your own mind. So when you're holding beliefs about certain things, including beliefs about yourself, beliefs about what you are capable of, beliefs about your reality that you've made for yourself, the beliefs that limit you and condition you to think about yourself in a certain way, or think about others in a certain way. Yeah, why believe in them? Why hold those beliefs to be true without absence of proof? So in all kind of dealings in life, and your work and your personal relationships, if you start manifesting beliefs about them, yes, they might help in hard times, but also they're going to limit your potential to excel in what you're doing, or, you know, to grow, to investigate, and so on and so forth. You know, so that's better. This new phone holder isn't good. So just to give you an example of this, right, in terms of your own personal development. Right? If you end up in a time in your life where you get depression or things are tough, and you're holding on to beliefs about what is going on, without keeping an open mind to the proof, right? So let's just take an example with, say, depression. If you get depression in your life, right, you are disconnected between your feelings and your needs. So you have to focus on your feelings, recognizing them and then connecting them to your needs. And the whole thing is really logical and rational. Connect those two things and start making strategies to meet those needs, and then one day you'll wake up and then you're just like, your depression will be gone. In my own, like, kind of investigating water and studying water, and then getting into water divining, so learning how to locate water underground, where it is, where you can drill for water, etc. That's using a universal subconscious to find a universal truth, right? It's not a belief. There is water underground or there isn't, right? You can dig for it and prove it's there. Yeah, so it's not belief, right? When you're talking about your higher self and universal subconscious, there is only one universal truth, right? So there is a fact or there isn't. There's a yes or a no answer. Yeah, there's a positive or a negative, right? That's physics, quantum physics, positive or negative, just billions of those things going on at the same time. So when you hold certain beliefs, for example, about water, those manifest reality. So people contact our company when they perceive there to be a problem with their water. If they don't perceive there to be a problem with their water, there usually isn't a problem. There's not a real problem for that person. So all of our problems that we create for ourselves are rooted in our beliefs, right? And our beliefs could be limiting, and our beliefs. So just remember the phrase: don't believe in beliefs. Why believe in anything? You know, because just find proof of things, right? So you might say then, oh, but we believe in things so that we guide our moral ethics in terms of what's good and bad. But you don't need beliefs to do that, right? Because things are good or bad because they're universally good or bad. They're not just good for me and bad for someone else. They're good for me and everyone else, or bad for me and everyone else. They're universally true. So things are either universally preferable and universally true, or they're not. So in this whole way of thinking, there's no room for any beliefs at all, or judgments, because beliefs also create judgments about other people. Like, how often do you hear people say, all so-and-sos are this? You know, so these are completely limiting beliefs that hold people in a small mindset that condition them to be a regular kind of drone in today's society. Whereas you can be whatever you want to be. Your mind is capable of anything, because when you're thinking, you're sending waves out in the quantum field. So you can make things happen just with the power of your mind. You can heal yourself. You can attract great things into your life with the power of your mind, right? That's not a belief I hold, by the way. That's based on proving it. You know, that's based on proving it. Otherwise, I wouldn't say it. You know, I don't believe that water divining works. I know it works because I've done it, and I know loads of other people that have done it. You know, it's not magic. You know, it's thinking about everything as a wave, thinking about how energy works and exploring that, and that's going to be key into solving all the challenges of the future. And the challenges of the future are all going to be based around energy and water, because fresh water being in such decline, Kent has banned drilling of new boreholes because of shortage of underground water. Water is abandoning a lot of parts of the world, so there's going to be massive challenges in the future about how we save water, how we use water, what our relationship with water is. You know, in the past, people used to worship and, you know, leave offerings to their water source, and it was kind of like a religious thing. And nowadays, that connection with water is completely lost, in the mainstream anyway. Some people still leave offerings for their water, you know, and really appreciate and love it and talk to it and things like that. So anyway, so I hope that this whole video gets you to rethink how you think about beliefs, and to shape your mind in a way that opens it up to learning about lots of different possibilities. And when you do that, it opens up great avenues for wonderful things to happen in your life. So that concludes. Yeah, I hope that was useful for you. Lots of love.